Greetings, English 2 Pre-AP. Today you will be reviewing a mini lesson on Latin and Greek roots. The objective of the lesson is to help you understand not only how they are used, but why they are important to the English language and to the development of your vocabulary. A little bit of history. The earliest Greek civilizations lived around 3,000 plus years ago. Some historians put the earliest dates of the Greek society around the time of the first Olympic Games, around 776 BC, which is before Christ. Others extend the beginning to circa 1,000 plus years ago. The Greek people loved philosophy and art, were interested in science and medicine, and were deep thinkers who loved to discuss politics. Therefore, English absorbed words from ancient Greek. By building the English language with Greek words, they believed it would add a sense of the Greek intelligence. The Roman influence came from the Roman Empire around or circa 44 BC and lasted until around 1453 AD. Romans who spoke Latin came from Rome, which is now known as Italy. Romans conquered and controlled all of the lands for hundreds of years that you see circled on the map here. And of course, those who have the power determine the language that is used. Therefore, people of the conquered lands had to learn many Latin words to be able to communicate with the people who ruled over them. Latin then became the language of religion, medicine, business, and law. Therefore, although the English language is currently estimated to have around 1,200,000 to 2 million words, 90% of the English words with more than one syllable are Latin based, and most of the remaining 10% are Greek based. Technology is contributing about 20,000 new words per year. Why is this relevant to you, you may ask? Because learning and understanding one single root from Latin or Greek can help you infer or make an educated guess of the meaning of about 5 to 20 English words. So there are multiple kinds of roots. There's the base root word, and then there's also what we call an affix. These are the two categories that are roots. Notice the Venn diagram. Both bases and affixes are all roots. Affixes, however, can be broken down into two more categories called prefixes and suffixes. Ask, what is a base root? A base is a Greek or Latin root that can stand alone as a word. Look at the following example. Although vis and vid are examples of roots, vis and vid, they're not words by themselves, but they have meaning, and their meaning is to see. For example, a visionary sees ahead to how the project could unfold, or a visor protects your eyes from the sun. So how can we put this into sentence structure context? For example, readers with a good imagination visualize the action or setting of a story. Therefore, I can conclude that visualize means that readers with good imaginations can see the action or the setting of a story. Because it was foggy, the visibility was very poor. Because I know that vis means to see, I can deduce that because it was foggy out, I could not see very far in front of me. Lastly, it is so fun to watch YouTube videos of the screaming goats. I can deduce that the video is a median of which you can see and not hear because I know that vid means see. Next we have prefixes. Prefixes are found at the beginning of a word. It usually gives direction, it negates, or it is used to intensify. Most English prefixes are derived from Latin. There are about 25. The four most frequent prefixes account for 97% of prefixed words in the printed school text. Dis, re, un, in, im, ill, and ear are among the most popular used. There are parallel Latin and Greek roots prefixes. For example, if I use the words against, around, many, over, under, and below, there are prefixes that mean, in Latin, contra, like to contradict, circum, like circumstances, multi, like multifaceted, super, like supercalifragilisticexpialidocious, and sub, like a submarine. However, on the other side, on the Greek side, because we know that parallel means running together, I could use anti, like anti-Semitic. I could use peri, like a perimeter. Poly, like a polynomial. Hyper, like hyperthermia. Or hypo, hypothermia. Notice that the prefix comes at the beginning of the word that is related to the definition. There are also directional prefixes. Many of the prefixes that you will encounter in school texts are directional in nature. For example, at means to go towards, d means to go down, dis is apart from, con means with or together, and re means again. Next, we have suffixes, which are the least important component in terms of understanding a word's meaning. Suffixes come at the end of the word. Usually, they indicate a part of speech. Only a few suffixes merit intensive scrutiny. For example, ology, like biology. We know that's the study of life. Means more, est means most, full, full of, less, without or lacking, and able is can or able to. So what is my task as a pre-AP English 2 student, you may ask? Why do I need to know this? One, because the test that you will be taking to get into college, like the SAT, will have a verbal component. Two, your AP Lang and AP Lit test will also have a verbal component. And lastly, while reading, it helps not only build your understanding of context and content, but the language will help you communicate in a more sophisticated and educated tone. On your desk, you should have a copy of the vocabulary sheet pictured on this slide. You have multiple tasks. Step 1 is labeling my root. On this worksheet, you're going to look at the upper left-hand corner where you will find the vocabulary level unit. There you will write your root and what that root's definition is. Next, you'll see a first box on the left-hand side. That is where your vocabulary word will go. After you write your vocabulary word, it is your job to look up the word and using whichever medium you choose, whether it be a dictionary or an internet source. You're going to find the part of speech, meaning is it a noun, a verb, an adjective, and you are going to give me the definition that relates to your root. So I know that photo means light. Therefore, biology means the science of studying light. Once I've done that, it's my job to go down to the synonym and antonym boxes. Where a synonym, I'm going to find a word that means the same. An antonym means that I'm going to find a word that means the opposite. Once I have completed these steps for each word, I did my assignment. So you may ask, well, what is my assignment? Step 1, you will go into the hub and enter into your English 2 course. After you have done so, you will locate the folder labeled Latin and Greek vocabulary. In this folder, you will find one new root and 10 words that use that root each Monday. Step 3 would be to complete the vocabulary level unit sheet that is on your desk. Your completed vocabulary sheet should be turned in by the beginning of class every Friday. Please note, every 2 weeks you will receive a new sheet. It is your responsibility to keep up with that sheet. However, if you misplace it, you will have access to a copy that you can and are free to print from the hub. If you have any further questions or concerns about this information, please ask your English 2 teacher. She or he will be happy to assist you.